Hey guys! So, first off, please ignore the fact that I don't have any power. It's dark. I lost power, so that kind of shifted me to do an update for you guys since I can't use my sewing machine because I don't have power. This is a very simple message, plus I also feel like these videos are turning into note to selves, if I haven't mentioned that already. These are actually just notes to me in the future when I do more sewing projects. If you're using a pattern like I am for Merida for this, it's the simplest thing, it's the stupidest thing, but honest to God, follow the pattern instructions if you don't know what you're doing. So what I'm talking about specifically is, you know how Merida has that slash down her dress at the collar that goes down and you can see more of her ruffling. Now, what my pattern called to do was, may or may not be hard for me to explain, but what happened was, I had the dress, so I had the dress was good, the dress was fine, and then I had to do this backing facing part. And that was fine, that worked out perfectly, it was great. So then it wanted me to sew the backing and facing onto the dress, and so this is the collar line here. First of all, it took me forever to figure out what the hell they were trying to depict here. This looked like a sleeve, like this looked like an elbow to me, so I had no idea what they were trying to figure out until I realized that's the neck. So anyway, here's the collar, this is the back of the dress, and this is the front of the dress. You can see here, this is where the slash would be, right down the middle of those dotted lines. That's where the slash would be. It would look like that. And what it wanted me to do was it wanted me to stitch along here, stitch down, and, you know, keep on going all the way around the dress. And I thought, well, that's really stupid. Why am I going to do that? Like, it's just going to, a lot of pivoting and turning, and I don't want to do that. That's stupid. So what I decided to do was stitch all the way around and not do the V. So I stitched all the way around and figured I'll come back and stitch the V later. This was a stupid-ass idea, and this is why. What they were thinking ahead of, which to which I was not thinking of, was that when I stitched all the way around and then tried to cut in the V, I screwed majorly with how the V sits. So here's what we got so far on my lovely dress. So here's the V. So, ow, stabbing. You're gonna stab yourself a lot doing these projects, let me tell you. So I don't know if you can tell from looking at this, but first of all, my V is way too deep. It's only supposed to go about here. This is where my V should have ended. This is where my V does end. By stitching along the collar first and then attempting to go back to do the V later, I messed with how the lining and facing sits on the inside of the dress. So it shifted and weirdness happened. I'm not really going to get into it because, let me tell you, I spent a day fighting with the facing and the lining on the inside because of this bloody V. Now, if I had done like the instructions suggested, and after I thought about it, I was like, oh my god, that makes so much more sense for it to follow, do the V, and then slash. I slashed and then stitched. This was dumb. This was a stupid idea. So follow the instructions if you don't know what you're doing, or more specifically, if you think, that's dumb, why am I going to do that? I'll do it this way. Stop right there, smack yourself in the face, and then follow the instructions. Now, there are times where following the instructions are irrelevant. You don't want to do that, because, for example, the decor that Merida has on her sleeves and puffs, she's got these strips of her blue dress. Now, again, the pattern I have is for doing her formal dress, and she has more, like, yarn, rope, kind of ribbon decoration instead of strips from her dress. So I'm not doing what it wants me to do for the puffs because it wants me to put on, it's going to be a big thing, but point is that I'm not following it on that end. So you have to be very careful of what you pick and choose to and not follow on your instructions, but mainly if you think that's dumb, I'm not going to do it, I'm going to do this way, it's going to be better. No, you are wrong. Stop yourself right there, because that is not true. Most part, the instructions know a hell of a lot more than you do, so follow the goddamn instructions. So, that's my update on Merida right now. She's coming along. I'm working on the sleeves next. I haven't attached the ruffles yet because I don't know how. It's not that I don't know how, it's just that how it wants, and again, this is the thing, how it wants me to do it in the instructions and how I was told to by someone else. I want to go with the way that I was told to because it doesn't then leave all of this seaming, but I need to double check on how to do it because I don't want the stitching to fall apart because I'm going to hand stitch it is the big thing. So that's a thing. So I'm just kind of leaving it pinned on. I have it. Fighting with ruffling is a pain in the ass. Holy shit. Other than that, she's coming along. I don't know when I'm going to post this video, but at the current moment it's 43 days until Fan Expo. Yes, I'm keeping count because Fan Expo! So anyway, I don't know how I'm ending these. Am I ending these any way specific, any way special? I don't think so. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check it on Tuesdays when Andrew usually uploads and Fridays when Sarah usually upload. Until then, geek on. Cosplay on! We're gonna change it. Cosplay on!